So how do you see yourself? Just take a few seconds and think about it. What thoughts about yourself have crossed your mind today? We all can agree that in most cases we sell ourselves short when it comes to our worth or perception of self. We constantly focus on our perceived weakness, inabilities, and see ourselves as not enough or inadequate, among other negative qualities we believe we have. We see ourselves as not good enough, not qualified, our bodies are flawed, never in abundance, sick, always in need, and so on and so forth. And yet we're believers of Christ. We've had this message of hope over and over, but still fall back to this old mindset of defeat. But it's time we change this. It's time we embrace our identity in Christ as our new state of being. We deliberately take charge over our thoughts and feelings and make them subject to who God says we are. This way, we will not allow thoughts that say the opposite of our current state of being or who God says we are take a hold over us and have space and time in our minds. So who do you think God says you are? If you feel unlovable, God says in Romans 8:38 that nothing can ever separate you from His love, and He sent Jesus to die because He loves you. When you're sick and see yourself as someone with a particular health condition, God says in Isaiah 53 verse 5 that He was wounded, or Jesus was wounded so you could be forever healed. When you see yourself as weak and feel weak, remember that it's in your weakness that God's strength is made perfect. When all you see is your sinful nature and the many sins you've committed, God sees you as forever forgiven in Jesus according to 1 John 2 verse 12. When you feel abandoned and never belonging, God says in Ephesians 1:5 that He's adopted you into His family through Christ. When you see yourself as broken and inadequate, God sees you as complete through your union with Jesus according to Colossians 6:10. When you've been rejected all your life or in different occasions, God says in Isaiah 43:1 that you should not fear because He's redeemed and called you. You are His. When you feel alone, God says in Joshua 1:9 that He's always with you, that He goes with you wherever you go. When you feel hopeless and see your life as meaningless, God says in Jeremiah 29:11 that He has great plans for you, not to harm you, but to give you hope and a definite future. When you feel as a failure and incapable, God says in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 57 that you are more than victorious over death and sin in Christ. When you feel lost and clueless, God says in Isaiah 30:21 that He'll direct you and tell you in your ear, this is the way, walk in it. When you feel worried and anxious, God says in John 14:27 that He's given you peace and so should not be afraid or anxious. These and many more areas in the Bible show you exactly who you are and who God says you are. Think only of your true identity in Christ and not in the misleading identities that present themselves to you daily. That's all. I hope you've enjoyed today's encouragement. Remember to spread hope and love wherever you are. Much appreciation for your subscription and continued support. If it's your first time here, you're so welcome. Do subscribe if not yet, and I promise you'll love it here as we're all about spreading hope and love. Check out some videos linked at the end of this video we thought you'd like, and watch out for our next video. We post every Tuesday and Friday. Until then, have a lovely week, and there's always many blessings your way.